All right, everybody, let's break down why Joe Burrow's turf toe is different than Brock Purdy's turf toe. I am the game injury doc, aka Dr. Evan Jeffries, physical therapist and co host of the Hoops Rehab show. We had a significant injury on Sunday, and that was Joe Burrow going down with a turf toe, which turns out that he's going to have surgery and he's out a minimum of 3 months. Here's the play, just kind of get a little breakdown of what it looked like going into Sunday. So as Joe Burrow steps back here, he gets bum rushed by all the defensive linemen. But on this play, you can tell on this replay that when he steps with his left foot, the toe goes into hyperextension. Now, this is the mechanism for turf toe is anytime you get the toe to go into hyperextension, it basically you sprain the joint that's in the big toe. That is your MTP joint. And Brock Purdy was out after last week with turf toe, which is a similar type of injury. However, Brock Purdy's is a different grade. He's probably at about a grade 1 to grade 2, which is a grade 1 would be like minimal tearing, just more of a mild sprain. A grade 2 would be partial tearing of the ligament, which is more of a moderate sprain. And what Joe Burrow had was a grade 3 sprain, and that is a full tear of the ligaments. And why this is so important is this is likely a scenario where you can't really play through the injury without surgery because that joint becomes unstable. And technically, you a lot of times you almost get a deformity in the big toe, so that needs to be stabilized by surgery. And when they give a timeline of a minimum of 3 months, that means that that's just honestly the time he needs to heal in order to get back to football related activities. So he's not going to be doing a lot on the field. I mean, he'll probably be throwing and things like that. But as far as running around, he's not going to be doing that early on, right? He has to go to traditional rehab, go to his physical therapy, and get through those gruesome first 2 months of just recovery. And by the time he gets to 3 months, that is when he needs a ramp up period. And likely, even if he were to return at the end of the season, it'd be for a game or two. And that's all dependent on how Cincinnati is doing with Jake Browning. So, could Burrow return this season? Yes, there's a possibility. But likely, will he return? I don't think so, because this is not a type of injury that usually you want to come back right at the minimum deadline. You usually want to take about 4 to 6 months for this to heal completely and to get back to football related activities. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Subscribe to the Hoops Rehab TV, Hoops Rehab show, and we will get to them as soon as possible. See you next time.